Good morning, students. Today we are starting the second part of the chapter Architecture and Power. So students, in the previous video we have already discussed about power and public good. In this we have discussed why the forts and palaces were so important for the emperor. And material, labor and designs we have discussed about different monuments and their style of architecture, engineering method and use of labor across the subcontinent. In this video, we will discuss about Islamic influence and empire in architecture. In empire in architecture, we will discuss about architecture during Akbar reign. So let's start with the Islamic influence. In Islamic influence, we will discuss two types of architecture style. First is trabeated style and the second is arcuate style. So what is trabeated style? In trabeated style, roofs were built by placing a horizontal beam across two vertical columns. Have a look at this picture. You can clearly see this one horizontal beam is placed across two vertical columns. Now let's discuss arcuate style. The Islamic builder introduced arches or curved construction. Have a look at this picture. These are arches, or we can say it is curved construction. And another important feature of Islamic architecture was the use of dressed stone slabs for construction. Dressed means covered stone slabs for construction. The third feature was the dome. What do you mean by dome? Have a look at this picture. These figures are known as dome, walled with a circular plane and built as a part of the sphere. So these are some features of arcuate style. So what is the difference between trabeated style and arcuated style? In trabeated style, they have used horizontal beam across two vertical column, and in arcuated style, they have introduced arches or curved construction. Is it clear now? The other thing which became very popular at that time was calligraphy. Calligraphy means the art of handwriting. Episodes from Quran were carved on the walls of mosque and other monuments. Have a look at this picture. The two other main features of the decorative art that developed during that period were printing of leaves and birds and geometric designs. Now let's discuss about empire and architecture. If we talk about Mughals, almost all the Mughals had interest in literature, art and architecture. So let us have a look at the architecture activity during the Mughal period. Akbar was the first Mughal emperor to build large monument. If we talk about his famous construction, the large palace and fort at Fatehpur Sikri near Agra is one of them, along with the artificial lake. It was built on the top of a hill and included many buildings in the style of Gujarat and Bengal architecture. You can clearly see the influence of Persian and Central Asian style in the glazed blue tiles used in the walls. Now the Akbar reign was divided into two phases. In the first phase, number of forts and some palaces in Agra, Allahabad and Lahore were built, and the second phase, monuments were built at Fatehpur Sikri. Now if we talk about the layout and design of the city, it was built in such a way that the public areas were built around private and residential areas, and public area include courtyards, Diwan-e-Aam and Jama Masjid. And they were built in red stone which was easily available. And it was built in a short period of time between 1571 to 85. Now the material which Akbar used during his reign was red stone, and if we talk about Jahangir and Shah Jahan, they used white marble. And they used to decorate the walls with floral designs, and these designs were made of semi-precious stones like lapis lazuli, onyx, jasper, and the art of decoration was called pietra dura. Have a look at this picture. This is the way they used to decorate the walls. So students, now it's time for some brainstorming exercise. So let's start. What is Tibetan style? What do you understand by the word calligraphy? Who was the first Mughal to build large monuments? What type of stone Akbar used in the construction of the monuments? So students, give me the answers of these questions in the comment section below. So students, that's all with this chapter today. Rest of the chapter we will do in the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.